Hey, you guys come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. As you guys are coming on into this live, say hi, hello, hey, all that awesome stuff. So that I can see those of you that are joining us, those of you that are new to my space, welcome, 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 welcome. My name is Beverly Walthour. I am a business strategist specifically for established Christian female coaches who desire to accelerate their income and their impact without compromising their Christian values. And so you guys come on in. Sorry, guys, I don't know, something's been in my eye the past couple of days. I can't see what it is though. Um, but you guys come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. I want to go ahead and dive on into today's conversations. I've been having a lot of conversations actually with some amazing coaches over the past couple of weeks. And I want to ensure as we get ready to close out the month of March, can you believe that we're almost done with the first quarter of 2023? Mighty God. And so here we are at the time of this recording. We still have about 10 more days left in the month of March. And so I just want to have a quick conversation with you guys about some things that you can implement to ensure that you exceed. Now, notice the topic should say, let me just double check and make sure I have the right title on here, that you can exceed your revenue goal. Some of you guys, I bet I haven't even hit it yet, but we're going to talk about some things that you could actually do to exceed the revenue goal that you have. So once again, even if you feel like you're not even close to hitting your goal so far. And so once again, as you guys come on in, say hello so that I can see those of you that are here. Oh, of course, those of you that are catching us on the replay, type in hashtag replay, leave your questions, your comments. I'll ensure that I circle back around and respond back to you as well. And so I want to go ahead and dive on into the conversation. And so you guys will always hear me talking about a few things when it comes to, especially as coaches, and when it comes to being able to hit or exceed your revenue goal. And so I always start with, well, I'm going to actually combine this, like each one of these that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to weave in mindset into this. So when I talk about your offer, I'm going to talk about, first of all, in order for you, when it comes to your services and your offer, mindset wise, you have to be in that mindset, and you have to have that level of confidence where you are just like, hey, I know if I get my ideal people into this program, if they apply the principles and the tools and the resources and all of those things, that they'll be able to get XYZ, whatever the transformation is that your offer is, what you talk about in your offer. And so you have to have that mindset. And so when you have a mindset like that, of when I get the right people in, when I get my ideal people in, which of course means you have to know who that offer is for, who those ideal people are that would be the best fit. I like to call them your next level ideal clients, because as you shift into the next level, how people will show up and how you show up is in that next level. And so once again, those next level people, they're just certain characteristics that they're going to have. One, they're going to have the time to invest in whatever it is, because I don't know of any coaching program that's out there where people are not going to have to invest time, that type of thing like that. And so you're going to have to understand and know how they're going to have time to invest, period. And then they're going to have the resources. So it's going to be things that you're going to need for them to do in order for them to achieve the result. Once again, I don't know of any coaching programs where, once again, there's not something for them to do, that type of thing. So whether or not, because even during your coaching calls and you're asking them questions and things like that, they still have to participate in what it is that you're doing when it comes to your coaching services. And then, of course, they're going to have your next level ideal client. They'll have to have the financial resources to invest, because once again, we're not doing it for free. And so they're going to have the finances. So whether or not that service is $500, $5,000, or if it's $50,000, whatever it is, they have to have the financial resources. So those are just some of the characteristics, some of the basic characteristics when it comes to your ideal. Now, when I talk about next level ideal clients, then once again, those people, they have this desire and this passion. It's just like, hey, I can't wait another 3 months. I can't wait 2 months. I can't wait a month from now. This level of result that I'm desiring, I know that I have to shift into that, and I have to be able to achieve that now. Like, they can't wait, that type of thing. Hey. Thanks so much for hopping on in here, Renee. Thank you. And so, they have to have that level of understanding, and they have to be at that space in that place like that. So that type of thing. Okay. And so, like I said, those are some of the basic requirements when it comes to your ideal clients. And then, like I said, I like to talk about my next level because that same desire and that unction that you have to move into your next level, they have it as well. So they have, that desire and that passion to move into the next, to be able to experience that transformation in their life, in their relationship, their health, their career, their finances, however it is that you support them as a coach. So once again, like I said, you have to have that mindset that when you get that ideal person in there into the program, they follow the process, then they're going to be able to achieve XYZ, whatever that transformation is. So even when you're looking at your offer and when you're talking about your offer, you have to be super crystal clear on the transformation that people are going to be able to achieve. I'm always talking to my clients about the fact that there are tangible and intangible results. There are tangible and intangible transformations that my people are able to achieve, that your people should be able to achieve. And so for a lot of us, we usually lean heavy on one side or the other. And when I say one side or the other, either we'll talk a lot about the intangible things, like, their confidence will be built, they'll experience more love, they'll be more loving and things like that. And we kind of shy away from the tangible things because you're afraid to say, well, hey, this is what the tangible things are, because you're like, well, hey, what if they don't get those results? But remember what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your ideal client or your next level client. So there are going to be some tangible things that they should be able to walk away with as well. Or even on the other side of that, where they'll talk more about the tangible and not as much about the intangible. And both of those are equally important. And so I fall into that second category sometimes, where I'll lean heavily on the tangible things and not as much on the intangible. So I have to be really aware and conscious of that as well. And talking about the fact that, yes, my clients will generate X amount of dollars, but the level of confidence and how it is that God has called and created them to be, and how it is that they've been called to serve, that skyrockets. Like that type of thing, they do find themselves drawing closer to Him. That's another thing as well, that they may not necessarily think that they're going to experience before they come into the program. And then their connections, if we're in a group setting, their connections with the other ladies. So it's all of these intangible things as well. And I'm not always as good about talking about the intangible. So like I said, I fall into those categories as well. So it's not just me saying it, but it's an experience that I've had as well. So once again, knowing that and being confident, and talking about both the tangible and the intangibles when it comes to what it is that you offer. Okay, that part. So that's going to be the first thing when it comes to your offer. What is that transformational offer? So do not be afraid for these at the time of this recording, the last 10 days of March, every single day. Talk to your audience about your transformational offer. So what is that thing that's going to take them from where they currently are to where they desire to be? That type of thing. So think about where they currently are and where they desire to be. Your offer is the bridge. That's going to be the thing that they take to get from where they currently are to getting over to where they desire to be. So once again, do not be afraid to talk about that transformational offer every single day for the rest of the month of March. Period. Okay. So once again, knowing, and like I said, talking about the transformation, talking about being able to effectively communicate the tangible and the intangible things that they're going to experience as a result of working with you. And then once again, talking about that every single day, talking to your ideal client about it every single day. I've always talked about the fact that in your audience right now, there's 4 groups of people in your audience right now. And a lot of us are spending our time on the first 2 groups that I'm going to talk about, which is a complete and total waste of your time. So there are people who are in your current audience right now that have an issue. They don't even realize they have an issue. Like they're happy with whatever dysfunction they're in right now. They're happy and content in that dysfunction that they're in right now. Like they're just happy and content. They're like, la, 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 and they're not trying to change anything. And then you have people that are also in your audience where they realize, this is a little jacked up, but hey, at least I know this jacked up. And so they're staying where they are. So they realize that what they're in, whether or not it's their health, their relationship, their career, whatever, they realize that there's some dysfunction there. They realize it's something that is not right, but they're not ready to change that situation. They're not ready to move past that situation. They're not ready to get out of their own way. But so many of us are trying to convince those people, and that's about 80% of your audience. And so many of us are trying to convince those people that they need the services that we have. And so you're wasting all of your time and your energy and your effort on those people. And because I'm talking to my Christian female coaches over here, a lot of that has to do with a mindset that we have of trying to help everybody. And so when it comes to your coaching, you were not designed and called to help everyone with your coaching services, period. I don't care what type of coach you are. And so the more time you spend with this first 2 groups that I was just mentioning, Oh, now see here, we're gonna have to fix this. Rakita said it wasn't sending her the notification that I was on. Oh, see how bootleg they are. See that? Look. We're gonna have to fix that. But probably because they were like, babe, you don't go live as often as you used to. So it's probably my own fault. Look at it. But like I said, too many of us are focused on that 80%, and you have to shift your focus from that 80% to the 20% that I'm getting ready to describe, which once again, when you're positioning your offer and you're talking about your offer, you want to focus on the 20% of your audience that is either one, they realize that they have an issue and they are actively seeking the solution. They realize they have an issue and they are actively, hey, Amita, they are actively seeking the solution. They have an issue and they're just like, this ain't working. I have to figure this out. This relationship's not working. My health is not working. This career, this business, whatever it is, they realize it is not working and they are trying to find the solution to the thing. Once again, so whether or not they can identify what the issue is. So say for instance, you're in the health and wellness arena and they realize, hey, when I'm in the grocery store, the things that I'm picking up convenience foods, and I know that I should be on the outer perimeter. Is that correct? Yeah. Look, the outer perimeter of the grocery store, and I don't know how to shop for the right foods and things like that. You see what I'm saying? So some of them they realize that, hey, this is part of the issue, or they may not even be sure of why they're stress eating. They may not even realize that when they're in a particular mood or when something's going on, they reach for the bag of chips or they reach for the bag of cookies. So they may not have even identified that, but they just know that the excess weight that they have and the health issues that they have and all the medications that they have to take and the fact that they can't walk up a flight of stairs without being winded, that ain't working for them anymore. They realize that once again, it's a generational thing and they want to improve and generate not only their own health, but the people that are attached to them. And so that they can have this long, healthy life that we've been saying that, that the Bible says that with long life, I will satisfy you. So once again, we know that that's scripture. So whether or not they're Christian or not, and so they now desire this long life, they don't want these things to be the reason why their life is cut short. You see what I'm saying? And so once again, they realize, and they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so once again, so you have that group of people, and then you have that group of people that is like, no, Rakita, I need your support. I need you to help me. I want to be more confident when I stand up in front of this audience. I want to ensure that I convey the message effectively when I'm having these conversations. And Rakita, I need your support. That type of thing. That type of thing. And so, like I said, those last two groups, they are actively seeking the solution. So that first group that I just mentioned, where I said, hey, they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, they may not know that you have the solution, but they're actively seeking it. So that's why I said over these last 10 days of the month of March, put your transformational offer out there every single day. So when they are actively seeking the solution, they come across your content. And so, like I said, so they may not realize that Keisha has the solution, but when they see her content out there, they're like, oh, okay, let me pay attention. And they're going to start digging into your social media. If you have a website, they may go over to your website. They may sign up for your free gift, just depending upon where they are mindset wise. For some of them, because they're ready and they're actively seeking your solution, they may watch one of your lives and reach out to you. They may read one of your posts and reach out to you. They may not even need that whole free gift because that next level client, because of the space that they're in mindset wise and the sense of urgency that they have. Hey, Shalonda, the sense of urgency that they have when it comes to the transformation that they are looking to experience. They don't need your free PDF download. They don't need to take your quiz. They're just like, okay, Shalonda, how can you help me? Because this career that I'm in this dead end career. And I know that there is more to life than just this. And so once again, when they watch that live or when they read your post or when they see your reel or whatever it is, they read your, whatever it may be, your blog or whatever it is, they're like, okay, Shalonda's the person that I need to walk alongside me on this next part to my journey. And the thing is, are you putting content out there that lets them know how you can support them? Hey, Dr. T, so do you have the content out there? If not, over these next 10 days, use this opportunity, use this time to put that content out there when it comes to your offer, putting your offer out there, positioning your offer in such a way to where, once again, it's a no-brainer for them to invest. So whether or not the no-brainer for them is a $3,000 service or whether or not it's a $30,000 service. I don't know what it is. But once again, when they see the value that they get in comparison to the price point, it's a no-brainer for them to move forward. So once again, over these last 10 days of the month of March, put your transformational offer out there every single day and make sure that you position it in such a way to when your next level ideal client reads it, they're like, oh, this is a no-brainer for me to move forward. So that's the first part. When it comes to those of you that are looking to exceed your revenue goal, make that commitment that I'm going to remain consistent with talking about my transformational offer over these last 10 days. Hold on, let's see. We've having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook's end. It's possible the stream was ended or deleted on Facebook. We'll keep trying to let you know if it's resolved. Please check Facebook to ensure the stream looks okay. If this continues for a while, try creating a new broadcast and just remove this destination from your broadcast and re-add it. So you guys, let me know if you can still see me over here on Facebook. I just got this message that popped up over there on StreamYard as I was on here on StreamYard. So let me know if Facebook's still on here with me, because StreamYard just told me that you weren't. So I don't know if you are or not. So let me know if you can still hear me over here on Facebook. Like I said, so you want to ensure that one, you have perfect. Okay, I see you, Dr. T. You want to ensure that one, that you're putting that next level offer, your transformational offer out in front of your next level clientele. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part, when it comes to you being able to exceed your revenue goal, of course, your pricing. Your pricing has to be in alignment. Okay, everybody dropped off, so I think I may have lost you guys. But I'm going to keep talking just in case. And so your pricing, for a lot of you guys, when you get your pricing in alignment, that's going to make a huge difference in the level of revenue that you generate each month. Okay, yeah, I just lost. Yeah, I just lost everybody on Facebook. I just see it on Facebook now. But once again, it's going to make a huge difference when it comes to the pricing. Look at how you are pricing your services. Is your pricing, or are your prices in alignment with the transformation that your people are going to experience? For a lot of you guys, when you get your pricing in order, that's going to make the difference. It's going to be the difference in you reaching or exceeding your revenue goal, period. And so you want to ensure that you keep your pricing in alignment. And so, like I said, there's a whole process that I walk my clients through when it comes to pricing their services. So I see that I'm still up on on my business page, but on my personal page and in my Facebook group, I lost the connection. Okay, so I'm going to keep this up, and I may just put this over on my personal page. And so once again, that's going to be the other key part to that. So you want to ensure that when it comes to your pricing. So once again, ask yourself, is my pricing in alignment? Well, Bev, how do I know whether or not my pricing is in alignment? Once again, are you able to hit your revenue goal? Like for a lot of you guys with that revenue goal, or when you have your pricing in alignment, and I tell people all the time, it's easier for me to be able to to hit my revenue goal. If I have a $10,000 revenue goal, it's a lot easier for me to hit it if my pricing is on point. Like, instead of me trying to sell a bunch of $50 services, if I'm trying to sell my $3,000 services, or if I'm trying to sell my if I'm trying to sell my $3,000 services versus my $300 services, it's a lot easier for me to do it when my pricing is in alignment. It's just so much easier for me to do it, that type of thing. And so I don't know if people are going to see it, but I'm sharing this out on my personal page and inside the group, because once again, the only people that can see me right now on Facebook are the people who are on my business page. And so if you're not on my business page, then you're not able to see it. So I shared it out to my I shared it out to my personal page. I'm going to try to get it back into my Facebook group, so prayerfully they'll be able to see it. Let's see, the live continued. Okay, so hopefully they'll see it and they'll come back onto the live. And so you guys, like I said, so looking at your pricing, you want to ensure that your price. Yeah, so it did. The live stopped on my personal page and in my group, and so it was still going on my business page. So I just shared it from my business page. So prayerfully people will see it on my personal page and in my group. So hopefully they'll be able to come on in the room, and continue the conversation. And so, like I said, when it comes to your pricing, once again, you want to ensure that your pricing is in alignment with your revenue goal. I say this all the time. It's so much easier for me to be able to hit my $10,000 revenue goal if I'm selling a $3,000 service, or if I'm selling a $5,000 service, that type of thing. So it's so much easier for me to do it that way. But the thing is, people are like, Bev, I hear people talking about that all the time, selling my $3,000 service or my $5,000 service or my $50,000 service. But once again, the people are not buying that. They're not even buying my $300 service. And so once again, a part of it has to do with a part of it may have to do with how you're talking about your offer, how you even position your offer. So that's going to be a part of it. The next part is the price point. So once again, when someone sees the investment compared to the level of value that they get, it should be a no-brainer for them. So if you're struggling to sell a three-figure offer, then once again, we need to have a conversation about your pricing, and then and the way that you have your offer structure. And then for some of you guys, especially if you're on the low end of the pricing, the four-figure offer, $1,000, $2,000, we need to have a conversation as well about your pricing and how we can structure your pricing and how we can position your pricing for the same offer. You may be able to take that offer that you're currently selling for $1,500 and sell it for $5,000. Boom. And so once again, so if you're struggling in that area, especially when it comes to your pricing, you and I need to have a conversation about what may need to be done in order for you to get your price point in alignment, that type of thing. Okay. So once again, the pricing is going to be key. And so this is the thing as well. I always tell people I'm not that coach that says that you shouldn't sell, offers less than four figures, because there's coaches out there, oh no, it should only be high ticket, it should only be high ticket, it should only be high ticket. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that you should only sell high ticket services. But what I will say is with your lower ticket offers, especially if you're trying to do something for $57 or $47, you have to have the volume, period. You have to have the volume coming in order for you to be able to sustain that. So whether or not the volume is due to you having a large, active, and engaged community, or whether or not you're doing some type of collaboration where you're partnering with someone else, where you're able to put your offer out in front of their larger audience, or if you're doing paid ads, then that makes a lot more sense. But trying to be able to sell your $57 and your $27 offer, if you don't have the volume, you're going to continue to be frustrated. And so, like I said, we can talk about how you can position your $997 offer, or how you can position your $1,500, or how you can position your $5,000 offer and also be able to sell it. I have tons and tons of client testimonials where they may have come in at a $900 or $1,000 offer, or they may have come in at a $2,000 offer, and we doubled or tripled. One client, we 5X her program, and then she sold it within the next 7 days, within 7 days. And so that's the thing. So when you know how to position that, when you know how to position the offer, when you know how to position the pricing, that makes a whole lot more. It will allow for you to be able to sell it, that type of thing. And so yes. So like I said, this right here, I got the notification. I read the notification to you guys when it popped up on my screen, and so I shared the video back out. So hopefully people will be able to see it and hop back on here. Okay, so like I said, your offer and then your messaging. Once again, the messaging around your offer is going to be key to you selling your services. It's going to be key to you selling it. So you have to ensure that you're able to sell your offer. And so once again, hold on, somebody just the guy that's coming to fix some things around the house. And so you have to ensure that you have your the messaging around it. They have to be able to see that transformation, and they have to be able to. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Let me respond to this. Somebody's supposed to be coming out to the house. Let's see. Sorry, I had to let them know I'm home. But yeah, so once again, so that messaging, your messaging is going to be key. And I tell people this all the time: the messaging that you have around your $1,000 offer has to be. It's a different message when you're trying to sell someone at $5,000. It's a completely different message, and so that's where a lot of us are stumbling. We may, you may be confident with, okay, yes, Bev, let's raise my prices. Okay, cool. I'm cool to raise my prices, that type of thing. But the thing is, if you don't change the messaging around it, then that's going to be an issue. And also your mindset, because remember I told you I'm going to weave in mindset as well. The mindset when it comes to your pricing, especially those of you that raise your prices, and then even the mindset when it comes to your messaging, there has to be a shift in that as well. And so once again, okay. You want to ensure that as you're shipping and you're changing the pricing, the messaging, how you're talking about your offer and how you're looking at your offer, that also the messaging has to change as well, because you want to ensure that your messaging calls in the people that are in those latter two categories that I mentioned, those people that are ready for the transformation, they're ready for the change. And so for a lot of them, the messaging that you have around there, you're still speaking to your $1,000 clients, but you're trying to sell a $5,000 service. And that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. You have to shift your messaging as well. You have to speak to that next level client, and that messaging has to be in alignment with what it is and the transformation that they are desiring. And once again, for a lot of them, they're not looking for that $27 ebook that you're still trying to push, because in their mind, they're like, I can't get the transformation like that. I need to be able to have someone to walk alongside me. So whether or not it's in a one-on-one capacity or whether or not it's in your group program. And once again, even the structure of a group coaching program, because I've had multiple people tell me that, they have been told that they can't sell group coaching for more than $500. And that's not even true. So once again, you just want to ensure that the messaging around, whether or not it's your one-on-one or whether or not it's your group setting, that the messaging is in alignment as well, and that it calls in those people that are desiring that high level of transformation. So once again, check your messaging. If you're struggling with the messaging, let's have a conversation. And then, of course, that final part to this right here, some of you guys, your offer is on point, your pricing is on point, your messaging is calling in people, but you're struggling to close the sale. And so, once again, even with closing the sale, I tell my people this all the time. When people come to you and they're inquiring about your services, they should actually be ready to move. They may have some questions for you, a couple of questions that may not have been out there on the sales page or out there on your live or whatever. But when they come to you, they should be pretty much ready to move. And so when it's time for you to close that sale, so whether or not you're closing the sale in Messenger, or if you're hopping on a call with them to close that sale with them, or on email or whatever, once again, there's some pre-qualifying questions that you want to ask them. So when it comes to you actually closing the sale, you have a higher close rate, because you're talking to people that are ready to move. And so those questions that you're asking them is, one, to ensure that they are a good fit for the program or the service that you have. Two, to ensure that they're people that you desire to work with, because once again, I tell people all the time, if you're doing like a 90-minute intensive or whatever, okay, that's cool. You can deal with somebody that may not have been in complete and total 100% alignment. Once you get on the call and you realize, like, whoa, wait a minute, they didn't tell me everything. It's easy for you to deal with somebody for 90 minutes. It's different to deal with them for 90 days. And so you just want to ensure that with you and for you, that you're asking those questions to ensure that they are a right fit for the program. And so once again, it makes it easier for you to close the sale when you ask them those pre-qualifying questions. So like I said, whether or not they answer the pre-qualifying questions on the call that you have, so your pre-qualifying questions on your scheduler, or whether or not you ask the questions in Messenger. A lot of times for me, if people are connected with me in Messenger, I'll ask them a lot of the pre-qualifying questions in Messenger. And so when we hop on a call, it's just a couple of, additional questions that they may have. And then once again, then we're going to go ahead and close the sale. There are people that I closed the sale in Messenger. We never got on a call. We never got on the sales call, because they were in that next level where they were looking for that transformation. They saw in my content that my content was telling them that I had the solution. So the conversation that I was having with them in Messenger or via email was just that confirmation. And then it was confirmation for me that they were in the right space that they needed in their business and mindset wise to move forward, that type of thing. And so once again, so when it comes to closing the sale, a lot of you guys, your pricing is on point, your offer is on point, your messaging is on point, but then the struggle is, and the stumble comes in closing the sale. And so even with a lot of my clients, I will literally walk them through. So if they're having a conversation in Messenger, they'll let me know what the conversation is so I can help to walk them through. Or if they've done sales calls, I'll listen to the audio so that I can kind of guide and provide them with feedback and stuff like that when it comes to their sales calls. And so now they're able to close even more sales. We're able to pinpoint where things may have fallen off on the sales call, or even in the sales conversation. Let me say that, in the sales conversation. So once again, those of you that are able to get people onto a call or in Messenger to inquire about your services, or you're having conversations with them and you want to close more of the sales, then like I said, there are things that you can do. There's strategies, there are questions that you can ask them that will ensure that they are a right fit. And once again, for some of you guys, you can close them right there in Messenger or via email. If you shout off an email to your list, you can close them via email as well. And so that part right there. So those are just a couple of things when it comes to closing the sales. A lot of you guys, you're getting people that are cold to you, And they're trying to figure out whether or not you're the coach for them. And I tell people this all the time: when someone gets on a sales call with you, they should be pretty sure that you're the coach for them. Period. They should be pretty sure. And so I say they should be doggone convinced. Like I've had clients literally that come in, here's the card, here's the card. Well, hey, let me ask you just a couple of questions. They come literally with the card in their hand, that type of thing. And so what you want to ensure and what you want to do, is just make sure that for you and yourself, that you are in that position that, like I said, you've asked the right questions before they ever got on the call with you. And then once again, now it's just a matter of them closing. Like I said, it shouldn't be that where they're like, well, hey, I got a couple of other coaches that I'm speaking with, you're on the list of 5. Like, no, then you come back to me when you are sure that I am the coach for you. That type of thing. But like I said, too many of you guys, you're getting people on that are cold to you. They're asking you 1,000,001 questions because once again, you have not vetted them properly before you got them on a call. And so I always tell my clients, I would prefer, even if I had, if I have 4 calls for the week, scheduled for the week, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to close at least 3 out of the 4, if not 4 out of the 4, on those calls. Like, you want to have that level of confidence. And in order for me, and the reason why I have that level of confidence is because of the vetting process that I take people through before they ever get on a call with me. So, you can brag and say, well, hey, I had 10 calls this week, but if you only closed 1, you just wasted your time with the other 9, versus if you had 4 calls that week and you were able to close the 3, or you were able to close the 4, that type of thing. So once again, just because you have the volume of calls, once again, I want to have those people who are already pre-qualified before I hop on a call with them, to ensure that once again, that they are ready to move into that next level. So like I said, I ended up having some technical issues. So I had to actually, it dropped me off on my personal page on Facebook, and it dropped me off on my Facebook groups. I had to go through and reshare, so that I know the numbers dropped. So prayerfully, you guys were able to see it come back on. If not, the replay will be up. So I have it in the group as well and on my personal page. So I do apologize for that. I literally read the message when the message popped up from StreamYard. I read the message to you guys. I'm like, oh, well, here we go. So I do apologize for that interruption, but prayerfully, you guys are able to go through there and once again incorporate these 4 steps when it comes to closing more sales, even through the month of March. You can still exceed your revenue goal even for the month of March. Okay. All right, you guys. So of course, if you have questions for me, let me know. My inbox is open. Those of you that are catching us on the replay, hey, type in hashtag replay, leave your questions and comments, all that awesome stuff. But I would love to hear from you guys. So like I said, if you have any specific questions for me and how I may be able to support you in your coaching business, feel free to reach out to me. You guys, thank you so much. And I will see you guys on the other side of this live. Take care.